Hello, welcome to Turtle WoW News with Vrograg. I'm Vrograg, your news anchor orc, ready to bring you this week's news in Turtle WoW. We're broadcasting today from the lobby-riddled streets of Razor Hill in Durotar, where I'll likely get repeatedly asked for gold and watch as hardcore dies needlessly to an elite they don't yet realize is too strong to solo. Today, I'll be covering the changelog from April 26th, and there's a lot of great stuff to get to. Our first story comes from the very last bulleted point posted by Jamie for the patch notes. The Convergence of the Elements set has had some of their stats changed. In a controversial move, the TWoW team has made adjustments to the set because of an oversight in the item budget. Notably, the Flame Wrath leggings lost 10 strength, 7 agi, and 1 crit, the Depth Stalker helm lost 1% dodge and 3 MP5, and finally, the Windwalker boots lost 2 agility and 1 dodge. The Earthguard tunic remains unchanged as of this date. To those out of the loop, the Convergence set was added some time ago to Elemental Leatherworking, with patterns dropped off Elemental Lords in Silithus. They are, of course, custom Turtle WoW recipes, and by some measure, are great raid gear, boasting powerful set bonuses and flavorful effects based on the element used to create the piece. This change met the community with some upset and others pleased. Proponents of the change stated that the nerf was needed because the recipes didn't require any raid drops to make and would help keep them in line with their other similarly made crafted armor piece counterparts. Opponents of the change see it as a slight towards the leather-wearing classes that relied on this gear to progress content, and a cruel devaluing of both elemental leatherworking and the gold sunk to make the gear to begin with. Do you have any hot take on these changes, or did you not even know there was such a thing as elemental leatherworking? Let us know. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops. Our next focus on the notes looks to finish fixing an outstanding bias towards the turtle mount that affected many mount collectors on the server. Back on the update for November 7th, 2022, the turtle mount was given the ability to swim, keeping a generous 50% of its move speed while doing so. This quickly made the turtle a desirable mount for low and max level toons alike, because a minor river crossing, or the notorious Undercity moat, would not be enough to stop any speed demon. It made the turtle mount, obtained from the custom Darkmoon Fair quest, a staple of all the realm's travelers for some time. However, it wasn't long before mount collectors and people who just don't like turtles aesthetically wanted to use other mounts in the water. Even if it wasn't as quick, it would still save them the hassle and wait of finding a bridge or even remounting. Then, like a miracle, this very April, the community got the news that all mounts could now swim. However, the rejoicing wasn't universal. One community was left out of that glorious mount swim fix. The proud owners of the Purple Tallstrider, who, much to their chagrin, were saddened to find that their wacky two-legged bird would vanish when confronted with water. With the most recent update, all ostrich-loving people can join the rest of the people who can't be bothered to remount after swimming, because now your awkward bird can gracefully gallop through the water. There are still some remaining bug reports of other mounts yet to be added to the approved for swimming list. They will no doubt be added in the future. Is one of your favorite mounts still affected by the mount swim ban, or can you handle remounting after a small river crossing? Let us know. On to news affecting the grinders and fresh 60s on the server. Many who have plumbed the dark halls of Scholomance in the past have found to their consternation that the back half of the bosses on Turtle WoW would rarely, if at all, drop rare items normally found on their shared loot table. This included Instructor Militia, Dr. Theolin Krastonov, Lorekeeper Polkelt, the Ravinian, and Lady Elusia Barov. Alexei Barov was the only one who had a 100% chance to drop one of the 20 items on the shared loot table, leaving those seeking Tier 0 empty-handed and the paladins and shamans hoping to put something, anything, in their idol slot dejected. According to the recent patch, though, those 5 bosses have had their loot tables amended and corrected to include a 100% drop chance of the many blue goodies that they may have. It sounds like school is back in session for the many dungeon dwellers of Turtle WoW. Finally, we'd like to end on a developing story. Last week, there was news that summoned guardian pets, like the dog whistle from the Scarlet Monastery and the precocious abominable Grinch, would no longer have charges. Previously, items like this were simply removed from a player's inventory when no charges remained, and only a sad memory of their little buddy would remain. The change proposed last week indicated that those items would now have unlimited uses, but conditionally would have much longer cooldowns. The community was abuzz, with people ticketing GMs to have their old friends restored and pack rats dusting off their items they kept hoping to have so they could see their little friends once more. Sadly though, the coding of the patch didn't seem to take, and many were saddened to find their pet items still had charges, and in some cases were tragically gone from their inventory once the player used the last of the charges on their pet, assuming that their pet would remain eternal. It would even seem that last week's patch notes were amended to remove this notion from the server population, but we here at Turtle WoW News with Vrograg have the documents. It would seem that in the most recent patch, that the server is giving it another try. We have received first-hand reports that the previous pets mentioned in the patch notes are now all working as previously intended, and GMs have been able to restore that which was lost. Perhaps this means a new golden age for collectors and lovers of little friends to join them on their journey. Hopefully, the glowing cat figurine, who was recently added to the ranks of guardian pets that are now trinkets with unlimited uses, will be added without any foreseeable issues. The world of guardian pets certainly is expanding now. It would be interesting to find out if there's any other guardian pets that haven't been added to the list, because in many cases these items are used up and never used again, and forgotten. Perhaps you have one that you'd love to see added to the list. Let us know. That is all the time we have for now. Thank you for joining me for a quick injection of news around the wonderful world of Warcraft on Turtle WoW. Feel free to send me any hot tips, investigation inquiries, or feedback right here in Whispers or through in-game mail. Bonus points for keeping it in RP. I've been your host, Vrograg. Hope to see you all. Loktar, and remember, knowledge is the deadliest weapon.